Controllers. Why do we even need them? To feel powerful, of course. To control a little video game character, to feel like we're in control of at least something in our lives. Oh, sorry, was that too real? Controllers can be fickle yet very resilient devices, and we've heard it all when it comes to Switch controllers. Drifting, clicky buttons, too small for big hands, too complicated, too expensive. Well, I think I finally struck the perfect balance in Switch paraphernalia. These are the only 3 controllers you're gonna need for your Switch. First, I'll start with the cheapest option. Well, that, of course, is just sticking to your Joy-Cons and not buying any additional controllers. But we kind of know how that thing goes. Jesus Christ. The second most cheap option is PowerA's wired controllers that mimic Nintendo's Pro controllers. These controllers are a great alternative if you're short for cash but still want a console experience. In my opinion, the cable on these controllers is pretty sturdy and it doesn't really feel cheap at all. The cable kind of reminds me of a very high quality keyboard or mouse USB cable. The buttons feel very responsive, but however, the joysticks do have a bit of a springiness to them that kind of makes them rough to use when you're trying to be precise. The enhanced version of PowerA's controllers do have mappable buttons. However, there's no clear way on how to do this. Actually, there might be. Let me see. Okay. Yeah. Huh. Wow. Here we go. Asignación de los botones de juego avanzado. Yo, they have it in all languages except English. Oh, here we go. Never mind. So to assign the advanced gaming buttons, press and hold 3 seconds on the back of the programmability indicator. Press one of the following buttons. Controller is an assignment to reassign. And press the advanced gaming button. Remaining advanced game. There's no supportive software on how to map these buttons, and it all seems a little bit too archaic, in my opinion. And well, if you have 10 feet to spare between you and your console, this is the perfect controller for both you and your wallet. Now, you know what controller I'm about to talk about next. The NES. You thought. Nah, I'm gonna talk about the controller that just won't quit. Yes, even after almost 20 years, the GameCube controller has been a mainstay in the Nintendo collection of any self-respecting fan. The controller first gained its notoriety for its wacky design. With its buttons having varying shapes and sizes, many questioned if this was going to be just another iteration of terrible design like previous Nintendo controllers. But Nintendo proved to be effective innovators once again. People began embracing the controller after games such as Super Mario Sunshine and Super Smash Bros. Melee became the perfect vehicles to showcase the controller's design. To this day, this controller is used in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate tournaments and has become a go-to for many pro players over the Switch's Pro controllers. Albeit there's a myriad of variations for this controller, the original wired versions work the best with the help of USB adapters that connect directly to your console. Me, myself, I've been using PowerA's GameCube controller ever since Super Smash Bros. Ultimate came out. And although it's seen a little bit of a wear and tear, even more than the original GameCube controller that I own, this kind of feels a lot more modern to play Super Smash Bros. With. The buttons are a lot more responsive, there's not a lot of travel time from a press, and the added L and R buttons are perfect tools for everything. And I will add that the addition of the screenshot and the home buttons and the start and the select buttons on this controller are a godsend. This controller has served me as an emergency controller every time my other controllers just flat out die. Although this isn't the most comfortable game to play single player games with, still a pretty good alternative. Now, I know controllers can only be so interesting. I mean, there's not much you can squeeze out of them. They have buttons. Some of them feel good. Some of them feel not so good. I mean, that's it really. Sure, I can go full on Scott the Woz into controllers and their history, but I'm not as talented. But I will say that the top contender of this list has to be the controller with the oldest design of them all. 8-Bit Do. 8-Bit Do? 8-Bit Do's? Look, man, 8-Bit Do marketing team, just come out and make a video on how to say your name. 8-Bit Do's SN30 Pro Plus has given credence to the saying that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just update it. This controller knows how to give respect to its roots and knows how to innovate in a very fashionable way. By adding the common elements of modern controllers to the old SNES controller design, 8-Bit Do has achieved what is, in my opinion, the perfect controller for your gaming experience. It really scratches the itch, or the switch, of wanting to have a controller that can easily adapt to a 2D world and a 3D world without having to do much. All of the buttons feel extremely responsive, the joysticks are not as springy as PowerA's enhanced controller, it has a replaceable battery, and this one even has trigger buttons that resemble those of the Xboxes, which lends itself for really great shooting experiences. The versatility behind this controller just cannot be downplayed. The SN30 Pro Plus also has the ability to be used even for PC gaming. Most of its buttons can be entirely mapped, and you can even set up macros to take yourself to victory. This has been my go-to controller for everything from Breath of the Wild to Super Mario World. If you only ever buy one other controller to replace your Joy-Cons, it definitely has to be this one. Oh shit. It even tastes terrible like the cartridges. What the fuck? Why am I holding it like this? But you let me know. Do you prefer wired over wireless? Do you prefer playing Super Smash Bros. With a Pro controller over a GameCube controller? Yo, this is all subjective. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, please make sure to dislike it. Every bit helps. Links to my socials and to these controllers are down below. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and Twitch as I try and tweet dumb shit daily and I try and stream weekly. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure to take care of each other, but most importantly, take care of yourself. Wash your hands, don't touch your face. See ya.